How is it going, everyone? We are coming up on September, what promises to be a pretty loaded lineup of new PS4 and PS5 games once again here to take a look at the games that I think you should have on your radar to buy at full price and others that maybe it would be better off for you to wait at a little bit of a discount to pick those up. We've got quite the variety of games, a free-to-play title in there as well, so let's just get right into it and let's start off with the buy titles. Right off the top, Baldurs Gate 3, I think, is gonna be a buy. Now, I played the game on PC. I'm gonna be real with you guys, it's not my cup of tea, but this is an area that I really have to remove my own subjectivity and my own subjective opinion and look at the objective reality. Look, if you're into classic RPGs with a ton of depth, a ton of customization, a ton of replayability, this is the type of game that is going to give you your bang for your buck. Like, there is no other way to put it in terms of how much content you're gonna get, in terms of how long you're gonna play it, in terms of the narrative, the immersion. I can go on and on. There's a lot to like here. Just do bear in mind that this is a game that console players may not be familiar with. However, Larian has put their other games on PlayStation. If you played Divinity Original Sin 2, the older Baldur's Gate titles you may have played, you might be familiar with the style of game that this is. I'm not a big D&D guy either, so obviously it wasn't really within my wheelhouse, but even with that being said, the amount that I played it, I can understand. There is a reason why people get so invested into this game. There's a reason why people love this game, and if you have interest in the style of game that this is, you're gonna enjoy it. Just because I personally wasn't absolutely blown away by it, and even then, I am gonna go back to it at some point and get more invested into it. It's just, you know, right at that moment, it wasn't my cup of tea and not what I was looking for, but again, if you're looking forward to it, especially because if you don't have an Xbox or a PC, you're not gonna be playing Starfield on September 6th, why not check out Baldur's Gate 3 instead? It might be something that is really engrossing for you. Next up, we have Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. Incredibly excited about this, and it seems like a lot of people are excited about this, even though Cyberpunk 2077 had a really mixed reception at launch, and mixed might be putting it a little bit generously. The game that you see now is so much better than what it was at launch, and I think Phantom Liberty is going to offer you a sizable amount of content. A spy thriller adventure, return as a cyber-enhanced mercenary V and embark on a high-stakes mission of espionage and intrigue to save the NUSA president. A new area to explore. Watch your back in Dogtown, a district riddled with secrets and opportunities that can only be seized by those willing to do whatever it takes. A new story to dive into, create your own playstyle, and you'll be able to decide how the story ends and lead to some replayability there as well. Obviously, this is going to be one that is dictated by your enjoyment out of Cyberpunk 2077. Did you play it? Did you enjoy it when it initially came out? Did you try it on PS5? PS4, like, nobody's trying to play Cyberpunk 2077 on PS4 anymore, but the PS5 version's pretty good, and Phantom Liberty, I'm expecting something of quality here, and I think for $30 it's gonna be worthwhile as an expansion, and the base game you can find relatively cheap these days. Next up, for Souls-like fans, I think Lies of P is a game that you want to keep on your radar. It is a bummer that this is going to be on Xbox Game Pass. You know, that's always a little bit of a bummer that we have to pay $60. Probably won't be on PlayStation Plus Extra. I guarantee you they would have promoted that fact. Even with that price hike, this is the type of game that would be nice to have on Plus Extra. Still, there was a demo available, and that demo was fairly good. And I think if you played that demo and liked it, ultimately Lies of P is going to be a worthwhile game to check out. Love the setting, love the ambiance of the game. It's a nice change of pace for Souls-like titles, and I think it could turn out to be something of quality. Next up, Mortal Kombat 1, a $70 game, and if you're not super into fighting games, obviously wait on a sale, wait on the complete edition. The reality you have to accept with fighting games in 2023 is you're paying $70. That isn't where the story ends, because there's going to be DLC, there's going to be season passes, there's going to be additional content that you will have to pay for, and if you're buying all that content as it's coming out, ultimately this game is going to be much more than $70. However, a lot of people want to get into a fighting game right at the start, and you want to get competitive in it, and from that standpoint, I think Mortal Kombat 1 is going to be a worthwhile game. I think it's going to hold up in price for a little while. It's going to do very well commercially, and you saw like a WB published game like Hogwarts, that's held up in price quite a bit. But if you're not a Mortal Kombat super fan, if you're not a big fighting game fan, obviously wait for like that complete edition to come out. Look at Mortal Kombat 11 now. If you get the complete edition of that, that's relatively cheap. But MK1, I still think it's going to be a high quality game. I think it's going to hold up in price for a while, and I think that if you're super into Mortal Kombat, it's gonna be a worthwhile game to check out. Lastly, Disney Speedstorm is a free-to-play title arcade racer with a lot of notable Disney characters, maps, and things like that. That is coming out in September, and I think it's going a little bit under the radar. We'll see how it does, but that's gonna be free, so you can check it out, obviously with microtransactions and whatnot. Next up, we look at the games that I would say wait on a sale for. Avatar: The Last Airbender Quest for Balance. This legitimately looks like a PS2 game. Like, I love Avatar: The Last Airbender, but you look at this game from a technical standpoint, it doesn't look that great. Obviously, games are more than just visuals, and this is gonna hit all platforms, but yeah, I think wait on a sale for this one. With licensed games, especially like an Avatar that has been absent for a little bit in terms of gaming, I think it would be best to see how this one does and then make a decision there. Could see it go on sale very, very quickly. Monochrome Mobius, Rights and Wrongs for Jan. This has been out on PC for nearly a year at this point. $60 is just a little bit too hefty of a price point, especially when you look at big budget JRPGs that are going for 60 bucks. This falls a little bit short of that, so I would say wait until a sub $30 price point and it'll be worth it at then. Payday 3, this is going to be a game that has a lot of additional content, and it is Game Pass day one. I know Lies of P is Game Pass day one as well, but Payday 3, I think is ultimately a game you wait on a sale for. Wait for it to get to a price point where all your buddies are going to pick it up as well, and you guys can enjoy it together, and you might be able to get some sort of special edition, complete edition. You get the idea. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, it's at 40 bucks. Play this on PC. Team Reptile hooked me up with a copy of the game. I love the game. I love the aesthetic, the soundtrack, the style to it. It's obviously a spiritual successor to Jet Set Radio. $40 price tag is just a little too hefty for that. If it was 20 bucks, I would say all day long check that out, but at 40, it's a little bit too pricey. I would say wait on a sale for that. Fate Samurai Remnant, I actually think this game looks really solid. It's just one of those games that I also see, you know, it'll get a little bit of a healthy discount, and $60 is just a little bit too pricey for a game that is of a lower budget like this. I would say wait on a sale for this one. I think it is a game that more people should have on the radar, going really under the radar, but yeah, Fate Samurai Remnant there. Next up, Rise of the Triad Ludicrous Edition. If you're into throwback shooters, this is one to keep on your radar, certainly, and it'll definitely have an audience and people that enjoyed it. It's been out on PC for a little bit, going back to July of this year at $19.99, but I could see it being 50% off and not in the not too distant future. And then lastly, a game to keep on your radar, Cocoon. The lead gameplay designer of Limbo and Inside is working on this game. It takes you on an adventure across the worlds within worlds, master world-leaping mechanics, and solve intricate puzzles to unravel a cosmic mystery. The game is going super under the radar. Not a lot of people are talking about it. We don't even have a price point for this, but wanted to bring that to your guys' attention because it could be one that's a surprising game. Let's see how it does when it comes out, and for now, I think it's a wish list game. End of September on that one as well, but that'll do it for me. Again, September is a packed month with a lot of releases, but really, it is the calm before the storm until October, which is just absolute chaos, but I think a solid roster of games coming in September. Baldurs Gate 3, I think is going to be the highlight for a lot of people given the PC reception. As long as the PlayStation version runs well, that'll be a no-brainer for a lot of people. That's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.